Okay, let's go ahead and talk about number 17. Number 17 it's just a composition of function. Okay. You can see that we are given an n of big T, okay, which is the number of bacteria that depends on time. And then we have the big T of small t. I'm sorry, my bad. The first one, it's the number of bacteria that depends on the temperature. That's this one right here. And then the second equation, the big T of small t, is how the temperature depends on time. Okay. So if you look at the question itself, it says that the number n of bacteria in a refrigerated food, it's given by this equation. It's quadratic. T is the temperature in Celsius. And when the food is removed from the refrigerator, the temperature is given by this linear function, okay, which has a slope of 3 that goes from 2, okay, from 0 to 6, where the small t would be the number of hours, okay. So if you put into real world context, I think it makes sense, right? If you take the food out, the temperature is going to go up, and then at the same time, we would also anticipate that the number of bacteria to grow, and this growth could be rapid. Okay, chances are it's not going to be linear. So we're going to go ahead and do this composite function. So we have big N of big N of big T of t. So that means we will have the N function, and then you would insert the t. Okay, you insert the function big T into the variable where the big N function has. So therefore, this will be 3t plus 2 right here, and 3t plus 2 right here. Okay. So what it does, it's that now the number of bacteria, it's now dependent directly on time. So we don't really need to know what the temperature is, because it's kind of implied inside the function now. So you just have a single variable, which is your small t, that is your time in hours. Okay, now I hope that this part, it's not that difficult for anyone who is watching this video here. What is challenging though, it's the next part, which is how do you simplify, or do you simplify? Okay. Well, the answer is yes, you have something to simplify, and you know that there will be something for us to simplify. It's because, well, just imagine that if you distribute the 20 or the negative 20 into 3t and 2, you will have at least a constant term, and that would simplify with the number 600. So it is our obligation to simplify it, and that's where the ugliness begin. Okay, now the reason why I said it's going to be ugly is because, now let me show you what students made last year, the mistakes that students made last year. See if you could find out what's wrong. Okay, so here we go. Okay, all right. So give yourself a moment, or you can pause the video and see if you can find out uh, mistakes. Okay, I'm not going to say how many, but I'm just going to say, can you find the mistakes? Okay, you can pause the video for maybe 10 to 20 seconds and see if you can find it. And if you are okay, I'm going to point out where the mistakes are. The first one is that this part right here. This is not correct because this is now how you do the square of a parentheses. Okay, now, I mean, this is a, what we call it, like a very uh, beginner's level mistake. Okay, if you're in Algebra 1 or Geometry or maybe early part of Algebra 2, yes, you may make this mistake. But of course, uh, we just came back from school. We just came back from the summer, so okay, maybe you need something to warm up. Now, how can you make sure that you will never ever make this mistake again? Now, my understanding is this: for anybody who would make this mistake are the ones who don't really understand what it means to be a square. Now, what is also very interesting is that when I ask everybody what's the meaning of square, they are able to answer that, oh, it's just multiplied by itself. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. 3t plus 2 squared is the same thing as 3t plus 2 times 3t plus 2. So a lot of people, they're not able to see that when you square parentheses, you literally multiply that particular parentheses by itself. And therefore, we would have to use FOIL to make sure that it will work. Okay. For those who just kind of say, oh, I'm going to distribute, this is just sadly, this is just sad. It's just nonsense. And it reflects how premature your understanding is. But it's okay. We have time to fix it. So I hope you don't make this mistake. Okay. So this part, the correct part would be 9t squared plus 12t plus 4. Okay. Now, while you at it, okay, I want to also show you something, especially if you are taking the SAT. Just make sure that you know a plus b parentheses square is the same thing as a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, just keep that in mind. And then you have a minus b squared, which is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so if you do the FOIL, you can see how it works. That's one mistake that I pointed out. The other mistake, it's going to be right here. Okay, very rookie mistake. Okay, it's not plus 40, but it is instead minus 40 because you distribute, right? We distribute the minus 20. So that's kind of the mistake that I've seen last year a lot. Okay, so make sure that you don't commit them, then you'll be good. So 90t squared plus 120t plus 40 minus 60t minus, I'm going to combine these two together, which will be 560 plus, okay? And then, oh, actually, it's all right too. I'm going to combine more like terms. I got this. This is by itself. And then I have this one, which is plus 60t. I add these two together. I've got 600 back again. So this will be your final expression for the will be your final expression for the composite function, big N of big T of T. Okay, so I hope you don't make the careless mistakes that I mentioned earlier. All right.